Pandas, pandas, Pandas. Good morning, my pandas. Welcome to my stream. It's Thursday, and you know what we forgot to do yesterday, pandas? Well, not we, but what I forgot to do yesterday. I completely forgot to do Whiskey Wednesday. So today, we're gonna do Thirsty Thursday, and let's get that challenge up. 300 likes. Let's get that whiskey challenge today. I'm going to throw a quick thumbnail up real quick. We just finished our pre-market show and always have a great time there. And yeah, you know, the amazing thing is like people can ask questions and you know, the conversation is a lot more intimate in the pre-market show. And I just have a lot more time to answer questions and be there for anyone, you know, who really is curious and wanting to know, like, you know, just more than just the technical setup, but just like the other things when it comes to trading. Good morning, guys. Make sure you guys fill out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think it's going to be. Corsi Zakaria mentioned something very important that you should be aware of, is that if you're a trading Ninja Trader, most likely they're going to try to roll you over, or they automatically rolled you over depending on how you set up your configurations. I don't let Ninja Trader roll over anything for me unless I tell them to. So I don't turn those automatic because I don't want to wake up and be like, what's wrong with my charts? And today is one of those days where they might have rolled you over to the 622 contract, but it's probably way too, the volume is way too low. Are you guys getting an echo? Give me a sound check, Panis. Is there an echo? Not sure why, if there is. That'd be cool if I had like some sort of effect. Good morning, guys. Corsi, Speedy Boy, Russell H, good morning. Peter Cho, Bernadette, Phil W, good morning, good morning. Yep. So make sure you guys stick to the 322 expiration. Probably until Monday. There might be some turnover on Friday, but most, I think, will happen. Most people will roll it over on Monday. Yeah, I'm actually very tempted to enter this to go short because I think we're going to try to break down hard here, but to be honest, I want to hit the 20 EMA here, and I'm just going to sit on my pause because this is very choppy. I want to see a little pop up here, giving us a failed breakout and also test of that 20 EMA. So I'm going to just wait here, but I kind of like this setup here. And pandas, I mean, I mentioned this yesterday, and we end up popping up above yesterday's high. That's fine, but what I mentioned yesterday was it seems like we're going to have like a 2-bar trading range, which means that already in this 1 bar, we have an entire trading range play out. We have a big move up, big move down. And how do we know that? Because it's a big doji bar with a big wick on top of it. So we know it had a big move up, and we also know it had a big move down because it's ending near its low. And then not only the next day, it goes all the way up. And I'm just thinking, well, even though this is a strong bull bar, you got to look to the left of the chart and see that we just came from a doji and we pierced it a little bit, like basically failed breakout of this 2-bar trading range. And now I wouldn't be surprised if we come all the way back down and we can even pierce the bottom side. And the actual likeliness is that this breaks down here because we're on a downtrend, and it's more likely to break down and be successful, but also, you know, high chance to break down and maybe even reverse and just continue this trading range that we're seeing here. But big move down, big move up in this 1 bar now. Right, big move up, and now we're going back, big move down. So I wouldn't be surprised. Also, we're hitting the top of this channel here that we drew way back here. We drew from this pivot to this pivot, right? Just these 2 pivots, and we're just keeping this channel. And I said that if we break this low here, I'm going to adjust this channel to include these pivots and this pivot here. So it's going to update to something like this if it breaks this low. But right now, we're going to just keep it like this because I think it's accurate to the price action. So yep, that's what's going on right now. But also the whiskey challenge, it's Thirsty Thursday today, so it's because I forgot to do yesterday, and I want to do something fun with you guys. Let's see here. Just give me 1 second. Thursday. Let's go, baby. See, this is the move I was waiting for. So we did see this pop down, but now I'm actually interested in going short here. We actually have a L4 setup, and we're coming to the 20 MA. I'm actually looking to go short here, thinking this is a failed breakout of this trading range, but market's about to open in 5 minutes, and so I'm just not sure if we're gonna get the opportunity. I don't want to be in a trade during market open, but this might be too tempting. And if we're coming to the 20 MA and we have a nice signal bar here, I'm actually interested in going short here. Thank you. I'm cheesing a little bit on that green streak just because that one day Apex got really jacked up and basically, yeah. So I'm just called that a null day. Charles wasn't asked, on Apex you can have a P account and be doing evaluation on another account at the same time. Yes you can. Yes you can, sir. I don't like to be in a trade. It's this close to market open, but the context is just too good here, and I really want to go short here. That's a really bad signal bar. Man, that signal bar is just so bad. I like the context a lot. The signal bar is really bad, and it feels like if it goes down, it might come up, pop, and just trap you out and then reverse back down, unfortunately. It's a bad signal bar. Man, that's unfortunate. But I'm so eager to enter this short here just because I've seen this happen so many times before. I'm attaching a super signal, so just in case anything cheeky happens. It's only one contract. I am breaking one of my rules here. I usually don't like to enter a trade at market open, but here at this context, I'm gonna try and attempt to just get a scalp here and see, but I could get burned here. I mean, one of my rules is not to enter near market open, but this just looks so good. I gotta try. I gotta try here, you know. Gotta try. In fact, it looks a little better like this because now this doji bar is no longer the signal bar. Trade cop or I just attached the indicator, so you just saw that move automatically to the super signal. We're about to open in about 2 minutes. I'm getting really nervous. Getting really nervous here, pandas, but the risk is small here, and I'm willing to take this risk here. It's about 2-point risk. No problem here. But Thursday. Let's get to 300 likes, and 300 likes, drink some whiskey for y'all. Market's about to open. I'm breaking one of my rules, pandas. I'm nervous. I'm definitely breaking one of my rules not to be in a trade at market open. And I'm trying to enter short here, thinking this is a failed breakout of this chop, coming back into it and bouncing off the 20 EMA. The setup just looks too good for me to pass up here, and I am wanting to enter this trade here. Risk is getting larger because now this is the signal bar. It's a terrible looking signal bar, so I may just cancel this. Because with a signal bar like that, I do not know if I want to enter a signal bar like that. Pushing higher, pushing higher. Okay, signal bar is looking worse and worse. Signal bar is pretty bad. I gotta... Market just opened. I cannot enter the signal bar. Signal bar is not good. But market just... Oh, market didn't open yet. It's gonna open very soon. About 3 seconds. Okay, so yeah. So no trade anyways. So I was tempted, but I ended up... Right. Just no trade. No setup. Pandas market just opened. Let's go, baby. I mean, like I mentioned, I think we can come all the way back down to way down here to yesterday's low, and I wouldn't be surprised because on the daily we look like we are going up, down, up, down, up, down. It's just a trading range, right? Hitting the channel as well. So in a downtrend on daily. So I'm thinking, what kind of day today? I'm thinking it's a downtrend day today. A lot of you guys think it's gonna be bear trend day as well, which is fair. Very fair. Little scalpy here on that L4 setup. I don't like trading. I don't like going short above the 20 MA. I just don't like doing it. So, you know, even though that works, I just don't like going short there. Pandas, how you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing amazing. I'm Baba Money. Welcome to my channel. Glad that you guys are here. Someone asked, what's a good broker for those outside the US? It's a good question. Anyone that's outside the US trading futures, could you help out? Jordan Sandler here. I'm thinking downtrend, but we're currently in a spot where we could have a reversal because we had this minor reversal giving us that moving average gap here and 2 legs down. And let's look at the higher time frames. What do we have here now? All right, let's see. I'm being lazy here. Let me mark this. So, from the looks of it, I could just use this pivot actually at the end. Looks like we have this channel here with the overshoot. Undershoot, I mean. We could be working this channel as well. Yeah. Could have a pullback back to 20 MA. We're actually getting pretty strong push down right now below the 20 MA now. With a bounce like this. Sitting on my pause. Huh. 3 pushes down. We may get a nice reversal here, but hard to say. Really hard to say. Let me mark my chart here. So something like that. Seems like our channel right now. And huh. Okay. Let's just say I have no idea how this chart, how to mark this chart up right now. Could be an uptrend, first break a trend, looking for that new high. Okay, we'll just stick with that. We'll stick with this narrative, right? Break a trend, right? This uptrend, break a trend, new high. On the 10K chart, getting a 2-leggy here, setting up to the 20 MA. A, B, C, perhaps. On the 10K chart. 5-minute. Big bull bar, but trading range. Trading range indicator marking trading range beautifully for us here. Big push up. That new high was made. Break a trend, new high. We're looking for one more push up on the 2K chart. Looking for one more push up, maybe to our trend line, and we might be able to get a little bounce off our trend line here. But I actually need one more push up. That'd be really nice if we can get one more push up here. One more push up, and then or we can have a failed second entry short or long here, something like this, right? 2-leggy, but instead of reversing, it fails and then reverses this way. Instead of going like this, it reverses. Okay, so we're getting our second push up on the 10,000 tick chart. One more push up, because the reason why I'm looking for one more push up is because after break of trend, what we look for is a two-leggy, right? Just another two-legged pullback. That's what we're looking for, and that's what we want in order to go short. We're looking for a short trade still. And after this is done, we're gonna maybe, if you're aggressive, you can trade this two-leggy right off this trend line. So we do have a two-leggy forming on the 10K chart. I want one more push up here, and I'm willing to go short with one more push up. Mrs. Panda has dropping off some panda treats early today. Oh man, she makes the best coffee in the world. And the thing is, every day she's just getting better. We bought like a semi high tier espresso machine. It's called a Profitec. It's around it's in that $2,000 range, and has dual boilers. It has a steamer, espresso machine. Man, I might want to go short here. I am so tempted to go short here on this lower high setup, but man, it looks like an uptrend, and we're still kind of above the 20 MA. I'm gonna play a little aggressive here. I like the signal bar. Let's see if we get a point here. I like that signal bar a lot, but it's forming a Pikachu trade to the other side. I may reverse it, but I might just get hit here. I actually like this lower high setup because we had that second push up, and but we still haven't touched this trend line. But ooh, it gives me a perfect scalp. Ooh, what the? Yeah, give me a perfect scalp. Ah, but it gets trapped out. It gives me a perfect scalp. A little too eager there. A little too eager. I should have waited to hit the trend line here. I just saw the setup on the 10K chart, and I was thinking, oh, there it is. I might want to go short again on this trap. I'm sorry, I have to go short again, and I might get. Now it hits me. Pandas. This market comes, it stops me out, and then finally goes my way, and it does that in like one. Oh man, pandas. That's just tricky. That's just vicious. The market is just vicious right now. Vicious, vicious, vicious. Comes up, stops me out, and then goes my way. And man, this market is just absolutely vicious right now. That is just tricky, tricky stuff. Absolutely incredible how tricky this market can be. We're setting up a trap here on the 10K chart, but I'm actually still looking to go short. Start off with a loser, but it's all good. Start off with a loser. I like the setup, and it just, man, it happens to me a lot. I just kind of get whiplashed. It stops me out, and then finally goes my way. I gotta prevent that from happening. Maybe got a little too eager there. 10-turn trade. So I'm gonna sit on my pause for a little bit. But the risk was not bad. It was less than 4 points, and so I don't mind that risk. Getting a strong push down now. That was most likely going to happen, and that's why I was eager to go short, because on the 10,000 tick chart we had a two-leggy forming here, and it actually triggers and now scalps out on the 10K chart. So and we also made the new break a trend to new high, and that lower high second entry the trade ended up being this trap trade. That was a better trade to take, but maybe got a little too eager there, and I should have waited for the trap instead of the lower high, which I was mentioning, which I drew out. I even drew it out like this. I drew it out before it happened, and I got way too eager. I strayed from the plan, pandas. Like, I even drew out the trap that happened here perfectly, and that's what I should wait for. I drew that out too. Man, that's silly of me. I really actually drew this out, and it happened the way I wanted it, but I came in early on that first leg, so that was a mistake on my part. That was a mistake on my part. I got a little too eager. I just saw this really good signal bar. I was like, oh man, I want to jump into this, but it ended up doing the fail second entry long, which I had drawn out and I didn't follow my plan. This is what happens when you don't follow a plan. Pandas, I'm just trying to show you what happens when you don't follow a plan, and that's exactly what happens. Silly mistake. That was a really dumb mistake. Really dumb mistake. I could be sitting on profit instead of a loss right now. But yeah, like I was mentioning, this is Panda makes the best coffee in the world, and it's just getting better every single day. Like I think she's really like when she gets like into something, she just really likes to master it, and she's trying to master like basically lattes and the foam. If I don't know if you guys like lattes. If you don't like lattes, it's probably because you never had a good one. But if you can make a latte correctly, what you end up with is just like very silky smooth micro foam that when it touches the lips, it just feels like velvet. And also, if it's done well, it should be mixed in with a little bit of coffee, right? So that flavoring is in the milk and coffee froth, and coming with the perfect texture, with the perfect taste. And not only that, if you do froth it well at the right temperature, you bring out the sweetness in the milk that you typically don't get unless you froth it well. And the sweetness is just, man, with that coffee, it's just so it is divine. It's just divine. It's amazing. So that's how we prepare our coffee in our bamboo hut here. Russell H says I usually get diarrhea with a latte. I would probably you should stay away from lattes. And definitely stay away from me if you drink a latte. What do we have here now? We finally hit this trend line here. What am I thinking? We could have reversal here, but I'm unsure. I want to go short here, but I mean we're on a trend line, but man, I need some sort of failed. Charles Wilson with the $4 dono with the coffee. Thanks for the coffee. Thanks, Charles Wilson. Appreciate it. And I'm gonna consider that coffee money, latte money. Outside bar reversal. Don't like that. But yeah, I'll take that, and I'll treat Mrs. Panda to her own cup of coffee. I'm considering it's the first break of this trend, and we could reverse at any time, but we could have a strong push up before that. Plus, we have the trading range on the 2000 tick chart coming way up here. I'm a little confused. I'm waiting for a good setup here, and I just don't see one that I really like. We're above the 20 MA, so I'm not going short, and I don't see a good long setup right now. We did have a outside bar reversal right at the trend line, but I'm just gonna stay away from those trades. A little risky in my opinion. Maybe take a lower high setup here, and it won't be a second entry lower high, but I'm a little eager to enter short here, but we'll see. I'm gonna let this play out. I really just don't know what's gonna happen here. I mean, if you look at the higher time frames, it's basically sideways this entire time. We do have that two leggy giving us a nice scalp here, right, with a decent entry bar, but 5 minute coming to the top of the trading range. Let's see here. I need a good setup, and I'm just waiting for it. I'm thinking it's might trying to reverse hit the top of the trading range on the 2000 tick chart. It's trying to do that right now. You can see that through the price action, but I'm not sure if the bulls are strong enough here. And I'm actually eager to go short now, but I'm just thinking, right? We'll just draw this trend line, right? Break a trend to new high, and now if we get a setup to go short, I'll be interested, but I need a good setup first. I need a two leggy to go short. I need something like this to go short, and I'm not sure if we're gonna get it, Pandas. There's a lot of price action happening in a very small space. Man, ah man, that's a silly mistake. I should have stuck to my plan. I was waiting for this trap as well, and I don't know what I was thinking, pandas. I got definitely a little too eager there. Completely forgot what I was trying to do. I just saw this good signal bar, and I was like, all right, I had a bearish bias, good signal bar. I just wanted to go short, but I should have waited for that to trigger, and for the second entry long to fail, and then finally, I should have waited for all that price action. And so I had another setup that I was mentioning here. I wanted a two-leggy, but like I mentioned, it's a lot of price action happening in a very small space here, and it looks like we had an outside bar reversal, and it actually goes up higher. So it's a higher low second entry long. So maybe considering something like this, first breaker trend, looking for a new high. That's what I'm looking for now. Looking for this new high to finish here, and kind of waiting for that to happen before going short. But yeah, I am looking for a short trade sooner or later because I think this trend is going to be done after this second push up. Unless we get a trap trade to the long side before making that new high, then I'm actually interested in going high here or to go long. What I mean by that is if we get something like this, A, B, C, get a fail second entry short, and then we push higher, because we still haven't made that new high. I'm actually looking to go long here now. Looking for a trap trade to the long side. Let's see if we get it, pandas. One problem is we'll be hitting our heads on the 10K 20 EMA, which I don't typically like to trade into, but I think we can get away with a scalp here. If we don't, I'm going to reverse it. Looking for a trap trade to the long side. Trap is gone, as you can see. That magenta box disappears from the, rewind it a little bit, you'll see there was a magenta box here, but the moment it made a point, the magenta box disappeared, and so this ends up being a nice second entry short trade, Pikachu trade. And the problem is above the 20 EMA, and we still haven't made that new high yet, so just a little was not prepared to go short there, and it's just, for me, it was not good, setup to go short. So I'm just sitting my pause here. We could be making some sort of smaller trading range here, something along these lines, and this could be the top of the trading range, or going back and forth in this trading range here. I'm drawing this one manually because there's already a bigger trading range in play, and the trading range indicator only can mark one trading range at a time, and that's by design. Because the idea was the hope is to use it sooner or later for automated trading, which I'm hoping to spend some time on, but we'll see. Getting a nice push down, and this is a failed breakout essentially of this trend line. Right, this trend line way back here with just these two pivots. And let me make this really precise here. Yeah, so we have a breakup trend here and another attempt, so two failed breakouts here. No setups for me though. Hopefully you guys are doing better than me. By the way, it is Thirsty Thursday. Yesterday I forgot to throw up the whiskey challenge. No one reminded me, Whiskey Wednesday. And so I'm gonna do Thirsty Thursday today. And if you guys can hit to 300 likes, which I believe is possible. I believe it's possible. I do believe you guys. Actually, I don't believe in you guys. I don't think you guys can do it. There's no way. I mean, you guys, there's no way, the viewers on this stream will have the ability to hit 300 likes. There's just no way they can work together. There's no way you guys have that much to be in that much unity to do something so incredible to get 300 likes on the stream. I just don't believe it. I don't think it's happening. I will not believe it. Sorry, pandas. I just had to take a bite of my breakfast. It just looked too good. Usually I don't get the treats this early, but Mrs. Panda has like an appointment, so couldn't resist. And it was delicious. It was well worth it. So sorry for the long pause there. Anyways, no setups here. We do have this trading range that ends up actually working out kind of nicely here, but I was a little scared. I thought this was going to flush down, to be honest. Coming back to the top of our trading range here. Now it looks like it's going to pop up, right? We have this kind of strong support here. Higher lows, right? These lows are actually going higher, even the buys 2 ticks. So we're kind of getting this buying pressure here. But on the higher time frame, the 20 EMA is acting as resistance. And so we kind of have this multi-time frame analysis going on. And I'm just, when you're kind of in these little confused spots, a lot of times you just end up being these trading ranges because no one knows what's happening. It's like opposing forces acting against each other right now. 10K is trying to go short, 2K is trying to go long. Big push down actually hits our trading range nicely here in my blue box that we're in. Basically, how did I draw this blue box? It's the same way the trading range indicator would mark this trading range automatically, but I just did it manually here. And if you want to know how that's done, you can go to the website, www.twoleggedpullback.com, and it explains exactly, if you go to the tutorial section, it explains exactly how the trading range indicator identifies trading ranges. Vlad says, Apex, we have affiliates literally earning over $100,000 a month. If you even did 10% of that, that's $10,000 a month. Is that you buy my money? I will not say how much I'm making on affiliate. I will not mention that. Coming back to the bottom, back to the top of a trading range, and it looks like we're gonna break out here, right? Again, a higher low. Doesn't even come back to this low. And I'm looking for a trap trade to the long side here. I think we're gonna break out. I want to go long, but I'm waiting patiently here. I'm waiting for a good setup to go long. If we get a fail second entry short here, I'll be looking to go long actually. Convention will say you should just go short here because you're top of the trading range. But what I'm seeing here is buying pressure, right? Higher lows, right? This low is higher than that low. This low is higher than that low. And this low is higher than this low by 1 tick. And the devil's in the details. So I'm looking for a breakout here. If we can get a fail second short to go long, I'm looking for a nice trade up, maybe to the top of the bigger trading range. But we shall see here. I mean, I don't have a setup, so I'm just sitting on my pause and I'm just watching this go without me if it does go. Chris Liu asks, when do you roll over? I'm probably going to roll over Monday, most likely, or over the weekend, basically. And so typically, the rollovers happen around this time. Yeah, I can either conform or deny if I'm one of those $100,000 a month affiliate linkers. Toad Man asks about the trade copier. Man, unfortunately, we didn't have a setup to go long here, and it's just sad. I mean, I really wanted to fail second to short to enter long here, thinking we're coming back to the top of the bigger trading range on the 2000 tick chart, which looks like it's what we're doing. And unfortunately, we didn't get a setup. I wanted that setup. I wanted a fail second to short to enter long here for a breakout, which is what we're getting, and it's just unfortunate it's going on without us. But you can only take what the market gives you, and if the market doesn't give you the setup, you just cannot enter. There's nothing to enter if there's no setup, so it's unfortunate. But it is what it is. I don't mind. You know, we have all day. We have all day here, pandas. Yeah, Toadman says the trade copier is a powerful thing, and that is what is most, I think, in my opinion, the most enticing thing about the prop firms, because the idea is you can get so much funded money if you have multiple accounts. And you know, for instance, you know, yesterday I had like a basically $1,000 day, and that's on one account. Now let's just say I have 4 accounts. On one account's 1,000, but if I have 4 accounts, that means for the day in total I made $4,000, and that's just with 4 accounts. I'm not saying I have 4 accounts, but I'm just saying, just imagine, like, you know, I have at least 4 accounts. You know, I have multiple accounts in Apex, and this, I mean, I'm a believer in Apex, and so you know, that's why I have so many accounts with them. But I'm just saying, if you just have at least 4 accounts, you know, multiply whatever you make per day and multiply that by 1,000, and that's how much you make per year. And I go over this calculation almost every day with you guys, but you know, maybe new viewers here. But essentially, the calculation is this: if you can make, right, an average, let's just say $300 is like a, you know, a pretty modest number. $300 a day trading futures. That means at the end of the year, you can have $300,000 if you just make an average $300 a day. And the way that works is, let's say you have 4 accounts. There's about 250 trading days in a year. And so you multiply that by 4, which is 1,000, right? That's like a rough number, but basically around 1,000. And then you multiply that by how much you make on average per day. And so that's how much you can make in a year. So if you make $300 a day on average, multiply that by 1,000, then you can make $300,000 a year. And that's when you make $300 a day on one account. But that's the power of the trade copier. You can basically multiply your gains like that. We're going much higher in the 2,000 tick trading range. Almost thinking we're going to hit the top of the trading range on the 10,000 tick chart, which is over here. Let's see what the 5 minute. 5 minutes is a huge bull bar, strong bull bar. And on the smaller time frame, it just looks like this, right? Small pullback bull trend. And so, and that's only with 4 accounts. If you have 10 accounts, man, you multiply whatever you make per day by 2,500. That's insane. If you have 10 accounts, you multiply whatever you make per day times 2,500. And so, if let's just say you have 10 50K accounts, you know, you trade basically 1 contract per account, and you make, let's say, I don't know, $100 per day. That means at the end of the year, if you make $100 per day, that's just 2 scalps a day with 1 contract over 10 accounts. That means at the end of the year, you can make $250,000, $250,000. If you could just make $100 a day on 1 account, and you copy it across 10 accounts. That's the power of the trade copier. That's a power, and that's a true power of the prop firms, in my opinion. Right? The power of the prop firm is, you know, it's like there's so many benefits to it. The main benefit, of course, I think, is the fact that you're not losing your own money. Right? That is the main benefit. But I think the second benefit is with the trade copier is with multiple accounts, you have potential to make more money than you ever can make in any day job. That's in my opinion. But it is what it is. We do have a strong bull trend here. I'm going to look at the 5 minute. 5 minute ends up kind of weak. But let's see if there's follow through. And, you know, typically you look for a 2-leggy here to go long. You know, I think this is just an uptrend. But, yeah. Let's see if we get it. It had to be something like this. 2-legged pullback. Not sure if we're going to get it, though. 2-legged pullback off the 20 MA. It's what I'm looking for at the moment. But yeah, I mean, that's the power of prop firms. And the kicker is that it's 50% off right now. It's 50% off to potentially kind of get this kind of money. And honestly, like, I'm a Christian, right? And I know where money, I know the place of money in my life, right? It's not the most ultimate thing, but I just think, if you can make the money, make it. It's not like, if it's possible, then do it. There's nothing against making a lot of money in scripture, in my opinion. There's things against greed, and the root of all evil is not money. The root of evil is the love of money. And so, it's just, you gotta put money in the right place. And honestly, that helps with trading as well, right? If money is your ultimate thing, every trade you enter is gonna be like either the greatest joy in your life or the worst pain you can experience, because if you win or lose, your mood is just gonna be going, completely. It's gonna be completely dependent on how well you trade. And if you're a Christian, hopefully you don't idolize money. I know a lot of Christians do, or a lot of people do in general, but that puts you in a very unhealthy place when you trade, in my opinion. Like, mentally, it is very difficult to trade if you idolize money, because, like, basically every single day, if you lose, money or win money, it's just like, you're gonna be so emotionally unstable. It's gonna be unhealthy for you mentally, I think, spiritually, mentally. I'm not saying only Christians can, trade peacefully, but, I honestly think Christians are only people who can trade peacefully, truthfully, in my opinion. But yeah, so obviously I can talk about trading and my faith all day, any day. Those are two things I can talk about. 24/7, and how I never have things to run out to say. Those two things I just. Cody M says each account is roughly 160 per month, so roughly 10 accounts is 20K per. No, that's not right. Cody M. So once you pass the evaluation, you do not pay. You do not pay the evaluation fee anymore. You just pay an $85. You just pay $85 per month for the. So once you pass the evaluation and you get the funded account, you don't pay the evaluation fee anymore. That's only when you're doing the evaluation. Once you pass the evaluation, then you simply can, you just pay the $85 flat fee. It's a flat fee across all accounts. So if you have like multiple accounts, you do have to pay $85 per. And so with 10 accounts, it's $850 a month. So that's $850 a month. DJ asks, what is your favorite Bible version? ESV. It's the king right now. ESV. It used to be NIV before 2004. 2004 version messed it up. Or 2004, 94. Forget what version, but. But ESV is king. And I know not everyone here is a Christian, but I do believe everyone here has some sort of walk of faith, Even if you're a agnostic atheist, staunch, militant, doesn't matter. You have a walk of faith. You might not call it a walk of faith, but you do. Everyone does. It's in our nature. There's no way around it. I would say it's in our nature being made in the image of God, but regardless if you believe that or not, I think it's without a doubt, it is in the nature of humans to have faith in something. The question is not, are you worshiping something? The question is, what are you worshiping? That's always a question that I like to ask myself. We're getting some strange movement here. We have this big move up, and then we have like a 50% pullback of this big move up. And now we're getting a reversal here, and I'm just a little confused. It looks like we're still an uptrend, but I don't know. It's just a little strange to see like something like this. This does not look nice. It just looks painfully forced. Big push up and pretty strong push down. It's confusing. All right, let's go back to trading. I mean, honestly, I can talk about Fit, but this is not the channel for it. I mean, I could mention it, but DX, I believe in Michael Chin. Can this guy's name not be mentioned on this channel like for one day? Like his name gets mentioned at least once, like once a day here. Nasir Rahimi says proud Muslim. Like I said, everyone has a walk of faith. Okay, we got a two-leggy here. This is confusing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're like slicing in and out of the 20 MA right now. So I don't have a strong bias, long or short right now. I mean, we did come from a big uptrend. And I'm thinking big downtrend now, making new low, maybe. Hard to say. We should be looking for a new high. But in the trading range, that new high may not happen. Confusing, in my opinion, here. But I'll be willing to go long here. Am I? Sure. I'll be willing to go long here. It's too leggy. And within... Never mind. No follow through on that. Don't like that at all. 10,000 tick chart also. Forming a failed breakout. Well, it's not done yet, but... Okay, so that second entry does trigger. Higher low second entry does trigger here. And it gives us a scalp. And it's just I didn't like how it actually broke below first and then came back up. I didn't like that. But we do have a setup about to form here, and it's we're kind of getting price action that we may be able to make a trade. I don't know. I want to go. I kind of want to go long here, but hard to say. This is getting very choppy, right? Going in and out of the 20 MA. It's like no clear direction. I can't use the 20 MA right now. It does make. Okay. Weird. I mean, it comes back to the bottom of trading range, right? The super small trading range on 2000 tick chart. Right, it's about a 4-point trading range. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 4-point trading range. Coming to the bottom of the trading range, hit it perfectly, and then coming back to the top of the trading range. Teeny trading range here, slicing in and out of 20 MA. My bias is long at the moment, but it's hard to say. It's actually hard to say because this could be in itself its own trend and looking for a new low, but I don't have a setup, so even if this does trigger, I can't enter this trade, unfortunately. I will be willing to trade a second entry long here, but it has to be a higher low. Something like this, A, B, C, like maybe something like this. I'll be interested in going long. Also, 240 SMA coming to block us. I'm not sure if we're gonna get the price action though, because this looks like a strong bull bar. I mean, we could easily break above this high, which will reset our count, and we won't have a setup then. Maybe a failed second entry short, but yeah, I mean, we just lost the count, and unfortunately, we don't have a setup in all of this. This is like this is really messy here. Don't know what to do. You know, when it looks like this, it's just confusing. You just kind of sit there and pause. You're kind of guessing here at this point. Spawn Productions. It's hard not to mention Michael Chin. It's a cult and he's our leader. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. It's Thirsty Thursday, so if you guys can get up to 300 likes, and we are, we're on a pretty good pace here at 117 likes, and we could potentially get there. So yeah, this is very confusing, and we knew it was gonna be confusing when we saw this big uptrend, and then like it was matched with this kind of like strong downtrend, and then start slicing in and out of 20 MA. It's kind of like gives you a heads up saying, man, this is getting a little tricky here, and just stay on my pause. That's what you do in chop. No, I'm still upset about missing this or messing up that trade. I did that wrong. I drew out my plan. I just didn't trade it. I didn't trade it accordingly. So I'm gonna take one more bite of my food while we wait for this messiness to clear up. Okay. So, what's going on here? Maybe fail second entry short. That's what we're looking for. But big bull bar, no follow through. Absolutely incredible. For breakfast, scrambled eggs with some sausage we bought at a farmer's market, locally sourced. No preservatives. Fresh can be. And also sourdough bread, seeded sourdough bread from a local bakery. A slice of that. That is today's breakfast, and my oh my, it's delicious. Talking about more about my food than the trading, because how can you trade this? Like, what is going on? What is this mess? Like, what are we trying to do here? No one knows. We're just sitting on our paws. Jaco says, I'm going to go revisit Master Chin videos. Need some motivation. Oh, man. He is, I might be a panda, but he's the GOAT. I'm going to take a second tree, fail second tree, short here. I'm thinking we're trying to make a new high, and I'll take a shot here. Outside bar reverse. Potentially. Trap trade to the long side. Outside bar reversals. I don't like outside bar reversals, but I'm going to take it here. I may get hit. I don't mind. I think we can get another push up here. Still looking for that new high on this big move up. And I'm glad I didn't enter that trade because it's looking pretty terrible. Oh man, the signal bar, typically you don't care about the signal bars and traps, but man, that's pretty bad. All right, that's showing us trading range up here. Pretty bad signal bar, but yeah, it's getting too choppy. I don't think I can enter this trade. Even though the context seems like it's gonna go higher, it's tricky. It's tricky because you're thinking at any moment we come back into this trading range down here. Plus choppy, right? Overlapping bars up here as well. Not giving me confidence, that much confidence that we're gonna go much higher. We'll see. I still kind of want to go long here. We'll try this. We'll try this setup. And then I might reverse it back into this trading range. So this will be a reversal. I might get a double hit here. It's all good. Pandas, it'll be calculated double hit. As long as it's calculated, that's all that matters. I'm gonna wait for the perfect moment here. 22 right here. All right, let's see if we can get a nice push up. Let's get a scalp here. Easy peasy, easy money. Let's go, baby. So I'm still down a little bit, but that's easy peasy, easy money. That's, you know, that's the trade I was waiting for this entire time, and finally got a trade that I liked. I could have swung it for a little bit more, like 2 points, but I just wanted to basically, you know, just get a winner here, especially after a loser. You know, you kind of want to build some confidence back up, kind of want to get some confidence back into your price action reading, and so, you know, that's easy peasy, easy money right there. And I was willing to reverse that actually to come back into our trading range, but I was so sure that I was gonna make a point. I just, you know, in my opinion, it was like worth just taking that point. You know, it's like one of those trades that, you know, your risk was like 1, 2, like 3 points, and it's just a very small risk. So again, I could have swung trade this. Let's see, the swing trade probably already finished. Yeah, so that goes exactly to that swing trade, 2 times risk reward, and makes that new high, right? Well, attempts to make that new high. New high here. Still needs to make that new high. Almost there. But hits the 2 times risk reward perfectly, as you can see. Or hits that perfectly and reverses. So those who don't know about the 2 times risk reward, just know that swing traders, they typically like to take out 2 times risk reward because of the trader's equation. And it's been a while since I talked about the trader's equation, so I think I'll mention it. The trader's equation basically is why we scalp and why the two-legged pullback is such a high probable trade. Right, the high probability of the two-legged pullback comes with a price, and the price is risk. The risk reward is bad on scalping, and so, but the reason being is because if you want high probability, you need to have bad risk reward. You know, that's just the price, and because of the trader's formula, it's all math. And Al Brooks mentions this many times, and it's not just something he made up. It's just you know, a common truth in trading. That you know, your edge basically is calculated by your probability times the reward, and the probability of winning times reward minus the probability of losing multiplied by the risk. And so when that is your formula, basically oftentimes that should be close to 0, right? You know, the market's so balanced, and most of the times, right, most strategies end up being zeroed out. But if you can have whatever you can have positive there, that is called your edge. And so our edge comes from the two-legged pullback in good context. And so with that being said, we have high probability, right? So let's just say we have like a 1 to 4, right? We have like, let's say 90% probability, and so we have 90, right? 90 times 1, which is 1 point. And then you have 10% of losing, and so 10 times 4 is 40, and so 90 minus 40, or 9, yeah, you can say 90 minus 40. Basically, our edge is 5, right? We have a 5 point edge here. So we finally made that new high, which is what we're waiting for. That new high was made right after the bounce of the 2 times risk reward, right? And so that's why the 2 times risk reward is also part of strategy, because people are trading 2 times risk reward. Actually, 2 times risk reward is here, and we finally get the 2 times risk reward right there. But the 2 times risk reward is important to know because people use that in their trader's formula, right? That means that they have to win about 40% of the time to have a edge, to have a positive trader's equation. And so 2 times risk reward, I like to track the 2 times risk reward. Sometimes I like to trade the 2 times risk reward and for swing trading, and I just know that I just seen it too many times where the 2 times risk reward is just such an important price that you know, I like to market, and I like to know that because I like to know where the swing traders at, right? Are swing traders going long, or are they going short? And right now the swing traders are going long because we see the 2 times risk reward here hitting it right there and basically closing right on it. That might be too geeky, too dense for you guys, especially at 10 o'clock in the morning. But I think this is information that's important for everyone to know, especially if you're doing price action trading. You got to know these things. You have to understand why this moved like this, right? Why did it go up exactly here and start to bounce off of that? And it's good to know, with the 2 times risk reward, these little things. It's all important for price action. And you can extract the most information from the market using price action. No other indicator can really help you extract as much information as you possibly can, as much as you could with price action, right? The bars are telling us everything that we need to know about the market. That's why we have the two-legged pullback. That's why the two-legged pullback indicator is the only indicator I really use. Also the trading range indicator, but the two-legged pullback is my main one because it just gives us, marks all second entries and traps, and I just like to know. That's all I need to know when I trade. Nozim asks, is it better to trade Nasdaq or S&P futures? We trade ES every single day because it's the most liquid market in the world. But Nasdaq also, I mean, it's a different beast. But at the end, price action works the same. I'm just used to the ES. William Surveus asks, how many contracts do you recommend trading for a 50K account, one contract? 50K account, one contract. Because your trailing threshold is so small, you have to account for how many losers you'll take. When you trade, you always have to think. I know it might seem negative, but you gotta always think of the losing scenario, and that's the thing. Like, you have to be a good loser when you trade, because you always have to be prepared if you lose. You also have to be prepared when you win, because you have to stick to your plan on your winners as well. But you especially have to stick to your plan on your losers, in my opinion. And so you always have to have a plan when you lose. Like, what you're going to do. Are you going to reverse? Are you going to double up, scale in? You also have to think of that before you even lose. And so you have to trade accordingly. And so the 50K account, the reason why I mentioned that is because you have to imagine the worst case scenario. And in my opinion, I believe the trading threshold only gives you enough room to trade one contract. At least conservatively, right? In a safe way. Sorry, I took another bite of my food. I mean, I put my mic on mute because if I eat, I hate that sound of like chewing food. I don't want to torture you guys who are listening, or who are tuning in my channel here. Question is, are we in a downtrend now? We did make the break of trend to new high. New high, and that new high was like grinding up, but I'm looking at the higher time frames. We're above the 20 MA here. First break of this trend, drawn way back here. First break of this trend, and we could get a reversal here, but hard to say. In terms of setups, I'm not sure what I'm looking for here right now. Maybe a two-legged pullback to go short, but two strong bull bars ending near their highs. Could be a small pullback back to the 20 MA. Am I trying to go short here? No. I want a two-leggy here. Plus, that signal bar is very terrible. Even though this does make a point, that's a very hard trade to take for me, in my opinion. I do think we're in a downtrend now, but because how strong this bull bar, right, it basically ends on its high. It's the worst signal bar you can imagine, and I'm just not going to go short with a signal bar like this, even if it's a failed reversal. I'm just going to sit on my pause here, and I will take a two-leggy to go short if we get it into good context. Maybe something like this. I mean, I would prefer it to be closer to my trend line. That'd be nice. But we might not get a perfect setup like this. You can only take what the market gives you. Wayne Bignell says, I am now $25 over my 25K eval profit target. Let's go, baby. Congratulations. Just trade micros until you finish your minimum 10 days of trading. Trade one micro contract on that account. Don't risk blowing it. If you just buy sell right away, then you lose like $1 or something like that. $1.25, I think. No setup here, so I'm just watching this. I mean, we could break this pivot low. I'm just not entering a trade when you have a signal bar like this, and so I just don't do that. And if it does break this low, then it is what it is. What can you do? Yeah, Triple B says plus 398 fees. That's actually wrong. On the micros, it's only like $1 or something like that. So we're talking about trading micros to just finish out the 10 trading days. If you did that on the emini, then yes, it's 398 round trip. Too short or not too short? That is the question. Not near our key entry point. Not. Pikachu trade. I'm so eager to go short here though. Also close to the bottom of our trend line. Creating outside bar reversal. Alright. I'm skipping this trade. It's a second entry short. Scalps out immediately. But it's just hitting the bottom of our trend line, not close to our entry point, our key area. And yeah, I mean, I'm just hard to take a trade like that. Even though I was really eager to go short, just nothing else really matched up for me, and it's unfortunate. Outside bar reversal as well. Just sitting on my pause. Sad day. All right, pandas, we have an undershoot here of this channel, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. Just no setups that I like. I mean, I'm reading it right. Like, I think it's gonna go short, which it is doing, but now we're underneath our channel here, having an undershoot, and typically what it leads to is an overshoot to the other side. And so kind of hard to go short any moment right here, even though it is making scalps. It's hard to go short, really, in my opinion. We're not near any resistances. We're not near any place we can bounce off of, or just keep going down. And yeah, it's hard to go short into that, even though we know it's a downtrend right now. We knew it was a downtrend pretty much in this area. That's why I was looking for a short trade here, but it just didn't set up correctly. Just did not like the setup for it. Yeah, sorry, mic was off. I was eating my first finish on my breakfast. Strong push down. Looking for a new low now, and that is according to our 10K chart, right? Break of trend. Okay, undershoot to overshoot, and now we're going to try to look for a new low. We're most likely going to break these lows. I wouldn't be surprised if we come to these lows, because on the daily chart, like I mentioned, I think we can come back to the bottom of this big bull bar. Yeah, I just wouldn't be surprised. So the 10K chart is looking, like it wants to break these lows here. So I'll mark these lows here. It looks like we're trying to break it. The reason why I mentioned that is because if we have an entry to go short, like I'm trying to actually maybe go short here now, even though we're super far overextended. I'm going to try to maybe take a little stab here and see if we can get closer to this area. We're most likely going to make a new low, in my opinion, but it's just no entries to get there. San Nguyen just says, just completed my evaluation for 25K. How long does it take to get funded? Well, it depends. If you first you have to pass the 10 days trading day minimum. Once you do that, then it probably takes like, I don't know. I believe it just takes 1 day to get funded. You'll get funded next day, I believe. Just make sure you sign all the, all the documents and pay the $85 monthly fee. Am I willing to take this short here? I don't know. If I wasn't willing to take this short nor this short, a little hesitant to take this short, especially we're this far away from the 20 EMA. Maybe I can get away with something off of this trend line. Super steep trend line, but it's really far from 20 EMA right now. And hesitant to go short anywhere here. Unfortunately, even if it goes without me, I'm just gonna have to watch it. It's just really far away from 20 May. I usually don't like to go short this far away from 20 May. And the reason being is because, the 20 May acts as a magnet, so oftentimes it gets sucked back up into it. So yeah, thoughts and prayers to anyone who went short on that trap. Thoughts and prayers to you right now because you're sweating. I'll be sweating. Your stop loss would be 1 tick above this bar, and so if we go 1 tick above it, then you already got stopped out. So thoughts and prayers to you, whoever went short right there. That's why you gotta wait for the good setup. Even though this is a downtrend, you gotta wait for a good setup. You can't just go short on everything. Even in a downtrend, so you just got stopped out, and it just stops you out. I might go here, right on that failed reversal. I might go short here now because that failed to reverse. I actually may go short on another attempt to go down here. So if we do touch this again, I'm gonna try to go short here. Because in my mind, this is basically a two-leggy. A, B, C. Basically all in one bar, right? Actually, it looks like this. A, B, C. It's a two-leggy here. I might be a little eager to enter here as well. You know, might have to wait for the 20 MA. But, yeah, we'll see here. If we break above, definitely not interested then. Because I'm thinking 20 MA is going to act as a magnet. But I'm banking on the failed reversal here. I want to see people coming out break even. People coming out break even here. Who went long? I think so. Micro double top. Let's go short here. Looking to go short here. Getting a little choppy, but looking to go short here. I'm just eager to go short because I feel like we got to break yesterday's low. Or not yesterday, this low here. We're aiming for it. I would like to get closer to 20 MA. That'd be nicer, but so eager to enter short here because I saw the strong downtrend. Let's see if we can get a little scalp here. Micro double top as well. In this trade. Looks like it's reversing on me already. This is not looking good, pandas. This is not looking good. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get me out of here. No. Come on. Push. Push. No. This is why you wait for the 20 MA. This is why you wait for the 20 MA. It's that's why you wait for the 20 MA, pandas. That is why you wait for the 20 MA. I'm gonna swing trade this. Oh, pandas, 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 pandas. Just contemplating my life decisions at this moment. Figuring out what am I doing with my life. It's all good, pandas. We're 1 and 2 right now. I mean, I guess I might as well just wait for the 20 MA at this point. I mean, even if it reverses here, it's a two-leggy, but I might as well wait for the 20 MA. I mean, if it makes it now, it's just, it is what it is. What can you do? Grant Kim says bye-bye money. Yeah, this time I'm saying bye-bye to my own money. I'm usually saying it to you guys, saying bye-bye to your money. But, you know, you want to say bye-bye money to the institutions, not to yourself. And today, saying it to myself. A little red, only down 300, but finally getting back to the 20 May. Now I'm looking to go short. And, you know, with that failed trap here, overshoot or undershoot, maybe lead to an overshoot here. Confusing. I'm gonna take a swing trade here. I'll take it. I'll take a chance. I think it's a good trade. And we're gonna try to make a new low here with this swing trade. See if we get it. If we get hit again, it's all good, pandas. Part of the plan. When you're a downtrend, you gotta look for a good short, and this is one of those swing trade shorts that I'm looking for. Well, like a decent signal bar, but waiting for this to finish. I'll just attach this to the indicator so I don't have to move it myself, and it'll move right when it's done. So it times it perfectly. Like, I won't be able to time this any more perfect than the indicator can. The indicator will have perfect timing. Bad signal bar, but the risk is not too bad. So I'm willing to take this. I like the context here. Two-legged pullback off the 20 MA. And I'm thinking we're going to come and we're going to try and make a new low. That's what I'm thinking. And that's what I'm hoping for, at least. But terrible signal bar in terms of its shape. But risk is not too bad here. So I'm willing to take this. And yeah, see if we can get some bamboo. We could go to undershoot to overshoot. That could be what's happening here. And people may be eager going long, right? Multiple bull bars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bull bars in a row. Another terrible signal bar. Micro double bottom, micro double top. It's like actually almost exact same bar as was just created before. This actually is This is concerning, right? To go short. It actually pops up a little bit there. I actually like the fact that it did that. And if it comes back and reverses, it makes me see that this is a failed breakout of this micro double top with a small trading range, giving us more chance actually to make a push down here. So I'm just waiting for this to finish. Risk is slightly larger now because of that pop up. And this will probably be my last trade of the day. I'm gonna try to swing trade this. Thinking it's gonna try to make a new low here. I can make the typical 2 times risk reward trade, which is down here. Let's see if we get this 2 times risk reward. Well, let's see if we can give it 1 point. Having a hard time making 1 point here, but strong downtrend, 2-legged pullback off the 20 MA, and looking for a swing trade here. See if we can get it. If we don't get it, it's all good. But hey, we'll ride this together, you pandas. We'll ride this together. Win or lose, part of the plan. It's all good. We just scalped out right there. That was a absolute scalp, so I could have scalped out. Well, we're gonna try to swing trade this for the last trade of the day, and let's see what happens, pandas. Let's go, baby. Let's see if we can swing trade this. I want 2 times risk reward here. Will we get it? I have no idea. But I can say I think the trade is worth taking. You know, strong downtrend. We have an obvious like point of interest here that we're trying to get to, right? The previous lows, and we're gonna see if we can make a new low here. Especially on the higher time frames, it's looking for a new low. So this would be the place to do it. How we're gonna get there, not sure, but we're gonna take a shot here. It'd be nice if we can get the 2 times risk reward, but yeah, not sure. We'll see. You could do something where, like, if you're really scared, you can go to break even +1 here, but I'm gonna let this play out. I'm gonna let this this swing play out here. So I'm gonna hold it. You know, even if it goes way down here, I'm gonna hold it until we make the 2 times risk reward. And the thing about swing trading is that it's a little stressful because you just have to watch it happen, and just either you make money or lose money, and you're willing to hold it throughout the whole trade. And so if I lose it, I lose it, and we move on to the next trade. But if we make it, then we get ourselves a nice swing trade here. But that's the thing about swing trading. You gotta just hold it. You gotta stick to the plan, because the idea of swing trading is, if you're gonna do it, you have to get the 2 times risk reward, because I mean, this is gonna stop me out probably, but you have to look for that 2 times risk reward, because essentially, if it's part of your plan, you have to account for, you gotta win. When you win, you have to win, and you have to win well, because when you lose, since you lose more often than not, like you say, basically a 40% win rate, you gotta win big when you do win. So that's a failed swing trade, but it's all good, pandas. All right, pandas, let's continue trading tomorrow. We didn't reach our goal. We got halfway there on the likes. I do appreciate you guys. Do appreciate you guys joining, and I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, 9 o'clock for the pre-market show, 9:15 for the mainstream. We're a little red today. It's all good, pandas. Let's stick to the plan, and we'll surely turn out green today. So, pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Bye. I forgot to say this. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.